artist whose work speaks volumes about cultural identity, consumerism, and social political issues in Nigeria. He was born in 1962 in Porto Novo, Benin, and is of Yoruba descent. So, yeah, he was born in 1962 in Porto Novo, Benin. He's a contemporary of the Benin Yoruba descent, which is Benin is a state in Nigeria where Yoruba people are mostly from. His art primarily revolves around transforming found objects, especially discarded plastic containers, into powerful statements. His works delve deep into things like like histories, identity, and impact of what you can make of something that's not supposed to be something. So he can take a plastic and turn it into different things, and on the next slide I'll show you examples of it. So if we just start off, if we're discussing him, he draws inspirations from his, like I said before, he draws inspirations from his Yoruba heritage, the interpreting traditional African masks to critique modern issues. So he would make a mask out of plastic and turn it into something that we're facing in today's generation. So he could take a plastic can, a jerry can, a container, and turn it into something that's more than what it should be, or more than what it gives. He gives value to plastics, he gives value to things that are not supposed to have values. Unlike conventional artists, he uses everyday waste materials, especially jerry cans, as a metaphor for exploitations of African resources by the book. He purpose in this items, he brings attention to global social economic imbalance. So like this, as you can see, this is jerry cans, like the containers he used, and he was able to use to make an object. The name of it is La Bouche de Oro. That's the name of the art he made with it. So he made this between the year of 1997 to 2005. What he used in making them was found objects including petrol canisters, spices, and audio-visual elements. So he was using this a momentum installation interpreting the 1989 image of what slave ship looked like. As you can see, this is more like a ship, but this is made out of jerry cans and things of that nature. Next slide, please. So, and then this is one of his biggest art. One of the things is he made this in 1995. This is out of plastic, the discarded plastic containers. He was able to make that into a visual, into a culture where a lot of people believe. Actually, if you go back home, Nigeria, that's where I'm from also. This containers. This is what the tradition, the heritage, this is what they normally wear. So this is just how it looks. So him making a container and turning it into this, using a plastic waste, being able to turn into this, it just speaks a lot for how creative he is, how he wants his heritage and things to look like, and how he's planning on making them go to the next one. So he has main staple works, which is his key artworks. The La Bouche de Oro, that was his biggest art piece that was made, he's most popular, took him the longest. That was very significant to what he was working towards. He worked on that he created it between 1997 and 2005. This installation interprets the infamous 1789 image of the slave ship books. This dives into the symbolism. The installation highlights the parallel between exploitation of human lives during the slave trade and modern-day exploitation of African natural resources. The use of canisters symbolizes both the transportation of slaves and the extraction of oil, the contemporary resources that drives exploitation. And then he has other notable works, which is the Queen, the Queen 1995 mask. This mask sculpture uses this discarded plastic container to explore themes of identity and cultural heritage, emphasizing the resilience of African culture. If you go back, this is the Queen he's talking about, and like I said, it's just he uses objects to be able to make culture, to show exactly what can be from just basic objects. The Bill 2 from 1997, this piece critiques Western consumers by transforming waste into symbol of cultural resistance. And don't worry, I will go to a slide and show you about 12 of his work and what he stands for. For now, I'll just explain to you what I believe his best work from my research I did. The Cargo, 2006. The Cargo was an installation using recycled materials. Cargo addressed issues related to trade and exploitations, drawing a parallel between the past and the present. The Osei Blue, which was 2018, he made it with plastic and lots of feathers. It symbolized freedom and transformation, reflecting its optimism for change. And its impact and legacy, let's talk about its impact. Its impact was as much as a lot of impact as he made a lot of people, he made a lot of areas believe in things that most of them didn't believe. He made them believe you can make art from anything. He has not only gained international recognition, but also serves as a catalyst for discussions on colonial legacies, consciousness, and cultural identity. His work has been displayed in renowned museums worldwide, bringing African perspective to a global audience. So I'll show you. So this is one of the arts. He was able to recycle materials from everything. As you can see, it's a jerry can and some head thread. He made this in 2003. Next slide, please. Inspirator, found object. So like I said, this is a zip tie. This is a container. So he's just, like I said, he makes a lot of things from known objects he picks on the floor, so things people would consider as garbage. Next slide. Next slide. Next slide. So this is just an artwork of showing you guys what his work is, what his work is capable of, and what he does. Next slide. Next slide. Keep going. This is the cargo that I mentioned. So it's just installation addressing issues of trade and exploitation. This is probably one of his most popular artwork and things like that. Next slide. Next. So in conclusion, it challenges us to reflect on the past while thinking our present. Its use of found object as a medium transform waste into narrative of resilience, critique, and hope for a sustainable future for art. It makes us believe and it makes us know there's a lot of things you can do with art. Could be from plastic, could be from everything. You just have to be able to use your imagination. And thank you guys for your attention. I hope this presentation has offered you a glimpse into a powerful message embedded in his work. And if I were to ask, do you guys have any questions?
Does he still make art?
To today, I think a lot of his art that he made back then still shows, but not from anything I did a research. He hasn't made an art as of 2024 or 2023. But I think a lot of his work was still showing from old times like 2018. As you can see, this was from 2018. Do you have any question? Why would you laugh? How the fuck would you laugh?
I can have yes. Can you explain the symbolism behind the jerry cans in his artwork?
So based on the research I did, it has a lot of symbols to him. The jerry cans represent both the historical exploitation of human lives during the slave trade and the modern day exploitation of African resources, particularly oil. So most times when there's exploitation going on back home in Africa, what mostly happens is it gets moved in jerry cans like this. So he uses that opportunity to talk about the heritage, both in the past and in the present. So I feel like that's why that's such a big deal in what he creates and his artwork, is just because of the exploitation, the modern day exploitation of African resources, particularly oil. He uses them to draw a parallel between the past and the present forms of exploitation. Thank you guys so much. I'm happy you guys were able to come and pay attention. Thank you. Any more questions? Find it?
No, he just made worthless items worthful.
Yes, basically objects that people would consider trash, garbage. He was able to turn them into valuable artworks, into heritage. He was able to use this to explain what the past and present have in common and how it's always been a circle and always will be a cycle until something is changed. But with his artwork, he was able to make beautiful artworks, making things look amazing, making things look presentable.
Very inspirational.
Yeah, very inspirational.